Welcome to another episode of Community Matters. I'm Rod Carter. This is a great year for Baptist Grove Church. They're celebrating a remarkable milestone, 150 years of faith and fellowship and service to the Raleigh community. And to mark this occasion, they've come up with this wonderful program. They're hosting a very special concert. It's called BGC Live, The Sound of Generations, and it's a night of worship. It's a night of unity, a night of gospel greatness, and it's happening right here in the city of Raleigh. And joining me now to tell us a little bit more about that is the pastor of the church, and I'm going to say it right, Dr. Bankole Akinbenyu.
Bankole Akinbenyu.
Oh, I was 99% there.
99%.
99% there. And then Moses T. Alexander Green, who's a cultural curator and the organizer for this great celebration. Thank you both for taking a few minutes to chat with me. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Hope you guys are doing well today. I want to talk first of all about the anniversary and the history of the church. 150 years is quite a long time. My old church back in Tampa, when we celebrated 150 years, we tried to do it up big. I will admit that we are not doing it up as big as what you guys have going on, because we did not have this host of great gospel artists who are coming, but it's nothing to sneeze at. 150 years is a very long time. Talk a little bit, Pastor, about the history of the church and why it's so important to be a part of this community.
Absolutely. So our church was founded in 1875 by four visionary men: Henry Turner, Claiborne Fletcher, Sidney Mitchell, and Jim Chavis. They purchased 4 acres of land. Actually, where we're located right now, we have more acreage now, but purchased 4 acres of land and literally started the church under a bush arbor. Started under bush arbor without a building. And now we actually have 2 buildings on our property, and soon to engage in another capital campaign to build another building. And so God has just been faithful to this ministry for 150 years. He has taken us from a bush arbor to what it is presently today. So it certainly is a reason to celebrate. Our pillars, which you've mentioned already: living in faith, living in fellowship, and living to serve. We are all about encouraging people in their faith. We're all about helping people to cultivate healthy relationships, and then using our gifts to serve the community to ensure that the community feels the impact of this ministry. And so we've been doing this faithfully for 150 years, and God is good, and we're celebrating in a major way, unapologetically.
We're so excited, too, because I've seen some of the great videos and pictures that you guys have. And we're showing some photos now, Moses, of some of the artists who are going to be taking part in this this gospel celebration. Tell us a little bit about where that idea came from.
Well, it actually originated with our pastor. Pastor, we are on an entire intergenerational themed year. And so we are intergenerational church. So it was important that every generation was represented. So from the silent generation, those persons in their 80s, and the baby boomers, all the way down to Gen Alpha. And so we've done our best to make sure that the sound of the church that you knew, depending upon what generation it is, God is going to sound different, although he's the same. And so it was Pastor's vision that we would cast as wide a net as possible. And I've got to say, that net has married his vision, and the vision of our church and the activities of our church in a major way.
Now, I'm gonna date myself here and say that my generation is definitely Tremaine Hawkins. I think.
Come on, sir.
I mean, that's probably one of the first, not one of the first gospel artists I've heard, because I'm a lot older than that. But I think she really spoke to a lot of people in our generation. So what can folks expect when they come there? I mean, I know praise, worship, shouting, the whole 9 yards. What can people expect?
They can expect to be uplifted and encouraged. It's so much happening in our world. The more I talk to people, even in our local community, our local church community, there's so much anxiety and fear as a result of all that is happening. And that night, my prayer is that everyone who comes will be reminded of the power of our God through song and through worship, and that they will be encouraged, they'll be uplifted, they'll be strengthened, and also that the community just coming together. The reason why we're not doing this simply at our location in our church, but it's larger, it's the large enough venue, is because we wanted the community to come together. All the different churches that we have fellowship with and the community that we have supported, encouraged, and hopefully strengthened over these 150 years and have been strengthened by, we wanted everybody to be able to come together to worship and to be strengthened and encouraged. So that night, they can expect a powerful time. Obviously, great music, great songs, but ultimately the Spirit of God to be present and people to leave stronger than what they came in.
And you kind of hinted on this. This world is in a very interesting place right now. And over the last 150 years, we've seen different iterations of change in our country. How has your church been able to kind of shepherd people through some of those tough times? And how is it doing that now?
What I will say is through community. That's been a big thing for us. Community, people actually coming together to be able to even express how they're feeling, to have an outlet, to be able to emote. When we look at the scriptures, we recognize that there is an entire genre of psalms known as the Psalms of Lament. And there are times where people are lamenting, and we don't have to deny our pain and our hurts. We can come and lament together. And then not only that, but then pray for one another. We have prayer Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We are praying and calling upon the Lord because we know that He still is answering prayer. And then obviously through the preach word, through the singing and the worship as well on Sunday morning. And then also outreach. Our church believes in justice and participating in the work of justice because the Bible says to do justice, to love mercy and walk humbly with God. But then we also believe in acts of mercy and serving our community as well. And so we have a food pantry, and that helps people as they're struggling. And it just reminds them, I think, that God has not forgotten about them, that God sees them and He remembers them. And we're blessed to be able to do it.
And Moses, how did you come up with a list of people who you were going to put on this group? There are a lot of gospel artists that you could choose from out there, and I tell you, it would be difficult for me to narrow down who I would want. And you have an extraordinary list of folks. How did you come up with that list and narrow it down to these folks?
So it was a committee approach. And first, we want to make sure that we have the sound. So what sound are we going to have with baby boomers? So we could always go with the queen of gospel, Shirley Caesar, who's
Yes.
right here and born here. But we wanted a greater outreach, a wider outreach. And so we got Tremaine Hawkins, who I need everyone to know this concert boasts Stellar Award winners in numbers that this is the concert of the year, as Melissa Wade is saying. So Tremaine Hawkins just appeared on the Stellar Awards last night. Jonathan McReynolds, Lisa Page Brooks won a Stellar. The group Fire just won 2 Stellar Awards, and Tasha Page Lockhart. So in terms of Stellar Awards, I think we calculated 39 Stellar Awards, and then our host, Melissa Wade, just won Radio Announcer of the Year at this year's Stellar, and our other co-host, Stephen Hurd. So we have brought to the region, and again, that was very important to Pastor, this is not just us celebrating us. This is celebrating what God has done through Baptist Grove. And again, the answer to answer your question is, it was about having the sound of generations. So, you got some hymns that are coming in there. You have some worship moments. And then, depending upon what generation you're in, I'm Gen X, but, you might get a little crunk for Jesus depending upon the generation. And then our set does that. And some
Okay,
things
Kirk Franklin, slow down. We're getting crunk over there now.
Well, hey, right? So again, the list came from wanting there to be something for all generations of our church.
No, and I think that's fantastic because everybody is welcome and everybody will get a little something out of it. If you don't mind, Pastor, I want to go back to a little bit of the historical aspects of the church again, because I think it's important to always remember that, first of all, anything that stands the test of time for 150 years is to be applauded. How have you all been able to do that?
God, and that's the honest answer there. God working in and through this community, the resiliency as well. When you look at 150 years and you go back to when the church was formed to present, and some of the adversities, I'll say, that the community had to experience socially from a justice standpoint, segregation, all of that. Only God can bring us to the point that we are right now. And so I would say the resiliency through faith and hope. that no matter what it may look like right now, we truly believe weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And so we're a community that leans in the direction of hope, and knowing that despite pain, tears, certainly we've had our tears to cry and to shed down through the years. But despite that, we know that God is able to keep us, and he has kept us. So I would say the resiliency of faith is what has sustained our community.
And we know that through the word that God never changes, but certainly the world changes. So you have to adapt to a better audience. And that's one reason why I think it's so unique that you're doing this concert that features someone from different generations, because this generation doesn't worship the same way the other generation worshiped. This generation does things a little bit different. So it's important to bring all of those folks together to worship in one place. How is the concert free? First of all, that's my biggest question is are people going to be able to just come?
Salvation is free. and Pastor
Understood.
Rod,
Yeah.
go ahead, Pastor.
Look, I knew the answer because I see the graphic that says tickets on sale.
Right, that's right. There are tickets. And the good thing is the concert is not free, but it is affordable. And I wanted to be intentional, and we wanted to be intentional to ensure that whoever wants to be able to come to this concert, whoever desires to come to the concert, that it is affordable for a variety of budgets. And so the tickets are affordable. And in comparison to some tickets that I have seen and I even purchased for other concerts, our concert is extremely affordable.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think everybody in their right mind knows that 6 major stellar winning gospel artists probably ain't going to be free. So somebody's going to have to take care of something. So I think that's good that you at least keep it affordable for everybody. And we have the information on the screen. It's at the Raleigh Memorial Auditorium, which is on East South Street, and that will be held on, again, I'm looking at the date. There it is, Friday, September 19th at 7 p.m. And tickets are on sale at martinmarietta.center.com for people who want to do that. Anything else you guys want to add about how important this event is for people to take part in, and not just how important it is for people to take part in, but really just how important your church has been to the city of Raleigh and to this area?
What I will say is we are a church that has been in the community, doing the work of ministry in the community. I truly believe that as disciples or as people who follow the Lord, our faith should be seen and tangible. That our faith, the Bible says, faith without works is dead. So we are a church that is working in our community, and our community has truly been a blessing to us as well. And so this is an opportunity for all of us to come together to celebrate the Lord's work in this church and through this church, as well as the work that's been done in the community. So what I would say is come, be uplifted, be encouraged. It's one night only. It's a one night only event. And so don't miss the chance to be a part of this experience, this historical experience. Get your tickets. When you go on that website, just click the gray tickets. It's not intuitive, but just click the gray tickets and it will take you to Ticketmaster where you can purchase your tickets. The other thing I would say is spread the word. Anything that is good, you share with somebody. So
That's
share
right.
it with your friends, your family, share it on social media. You can use hashtag BGC Live 150. And then as you bring your family and friends, I know that God is going to meet us there. We're going to be strengthened, encouraged, and uplifted. And I'm excited about it. I am really excited about what God's going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time in the Lord for sure. Thank you, gentlemen, both of you, for stopping by for a few minutes and telling us a little bit about this great event that is taking place. And we'll have all that information on our website so people will be able to see that as well. And looking forward to. I unfortunately work on Friday nights, so okay. I'll be here. I'll just play some Tremaine on YouTube, and I'll be there with you in spirit. How about that? Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your time, and we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us for Community Matters. I'm Rod Carter. We are highlighting a great event that is taking place, a special milestone actually for Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, the Sigma Tau Omega chapter in Cary, along with the Cary Academy. They are hosting their 10th annual HBC College Fair. That'll take place on September 27th. And joining us now to tell us more about that are the chapter's president, Jessica Tamba, and the event chair, Saida Ibrahim. And I got it right. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you being here. First of all, happy Friday. And for those who are watching now, it may not be Friday for you, but that's when we taped it, but happy Friday. Tell us a little bit about, and Jessica, we'll start with you, about the chapter, the Cary chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and your history, how many members you have, and what you guys are doing in the community there.
Thank you so much. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to share about Alpha Kappa Alpha and Sigma Tau Omega chapter. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is an international service organization, and we were founded on the campus of Howard University in 1908. We currently have over 350 members in our grad chapter and undergraduate chapters as well too. And for Sigma Tau Omega, we were chartered in June of 1990, and we have over 320 members in our chapter. And we serve Cary and Western Wake, and we are committed to serve and strengthening our sisterhood.
How does this HBCU fair really mold into what you all are doing as an organization in your chapter, and why it's important to do what you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is important because we are founded in from a historically Black university, Howard University, and also we are about service to all mankind. So those two right there shows why HBCU College Fair and the 10th annual HBCU College Fair is important to us.
And when these young folks come to this college fair, what are they going to be able to see? What can they expect? And Saida, you may be able to address that since you're the chair of it. Just kind of tell us what they'll be able to experience there.
Of course. Thank you again for having us. There will be over 20 HBCUs represented, along with some additional organizations on college preparation. You'll have college recruiters, alumni panels, financial aid experts. We want to provide direct access to admissions, representatives, alumni, and resources for the community. So we are hosting workshops on the college admissions process, the SAT and ACT prep. We're also hosting a workshop that we're very excited about with current and recently graduated HBCU students, just to talk about their HBCU experience. So we're very excited.
And it seems like, just looking at some of the video from the past events, seems like y'all have a good time too.
Like, yes, we do.
We always do.
That's important, right? You give the kids a good opportunity to learn, and then they're learning, and they may not even realize how much they're learning while they're there. So how has this grown since the very first one 10 years ago? And I see that beautiful rattler on that T-shirt right there. Just want to throw that out there for the people.
Yes, we just continue to improve. So with this being the 10th anniversary and the 10th one, just continue to improve with laptop giveaways. We are doing some giveaways as well, and also just increasing the amount of universities that are there. And one thing that we are very proud about, there are on-site admissions. So just having those things each year.
And that's right there on the screen, just above that event. I mean, just above that QR code as well. Let's talk for a moment about a couple of things I see on your bullet points that are huge. We mentioned them. We want to go back to them. The event is going to feature ACT and SAT prep and workshops on financial aid. That is hugely important because, I mean, a lot of kids can't afford college, so they have to apply for financial aid. And those forms, filling all that stuff out, can be very, very challenging, very daunting, actually. Why was that important to put on there?
Those are important. Just exactly what you said. Those things, and getting all of the financial aid prepared, FAFSA prepared, all of those things can be very confusing. And we want to make sure that the community has resources. There are a lot of people that may not be as tech savvy as some others. So having a live person to ask questions to is very, very important for us to make sure we bring that resource to the community. So that's not only in a workshop, but that's also in some of the organizations and the tables that will be around the gym as well.
And the connections I would imagine that these young people are going to
Yes.
make just to be able to like reach out after and for the HBCUs, what do they get out of this? I think I know, but I'll let you guys tell me what they get out of being a part of this as well.
Yes,
Um,
they get out information from the community. So they are going to have a lot of students, whoever is viewing this segment right now, you will be able to hear exactly from the HBCUs. What else, Sadie, will they be able to get out?
yes, you'll be able to hear directly from the HBCUs. As we mentioned earlier, some of them may be able to do some on the spot admissions or get you through the admissions process a little bit quicker. So we definitely tell students, especially those juniors and seniors, to make sure that they bring things like their transcripts, make sure that they dress appropriately, bring their resumes and personal statements. So we're really excited that these HBCU representatives will be able to showcase what they can do, how they can make an impact on these students' lives.
And it's a huge recruitment tool too, right? For
A
these
huge
universities.
recruitment. Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk a minute about the HBCU experience. I know, Jessica, you went to state or
North Carolina
excuse
Central
me.
University.
I did. I still messed that up. I always used to say NC State, but I mean North Carolina Central. But when I got here, everybody's like NC Central. I'm like, is that a different school? Because that's not what we used to call it. I went to FAMU, and Saida, where did you attend an HBCU as well?
I did. I did. I went to Claflin University in
In
Orangeburg,
South
South Carolina.
Carolina. I know one
hmm
of your
The world needs
alumni.
visionaries.
One of your alumni works here, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well, hello,
yeah, I'll make sure I tell her when I see her.
alumni.
But so we all understand, as a graduate of FAMU, a graduate of Central, Claflin, we
Mhm.
understand that HBCU experience. But for people
Yes.
who may not know what that experience is like, kind of describe it for them. I always say it's like you go to college and then you get a family at the same time. So it's a
I was
huge
about to
different
say
experience.
that.
Yeah.
That is, yes,
Yes.
that is exactly it.
That is exactly it. It is a family. I know we have our homecoming coming up. It is a family. It is a tradition. It is something that has been in my family for years. So it is a family style. It is a tradition. It is everything. It is rich legacy.
And then you meet all your sorors. And that
Yes.
just
Yes.
expands that network and your frat brothers. It expands it out so much
Mhm.
further as
Yes.
people know. Do you guys? I don't know if you hear this from other folks who may not be understand the Black Greek letter experience too, but they're like, you're still a part of your fraternity. Are you still a part of the sorority? And they look at you and go, but you're old. They don't look at y'all as old. They look at me and say that I'm old. But I try to explain that, it's a thing you do in college, but it's also a thing you do as an adult. And that goes from, um, until honestly, if you wanted to, until the grave. So explain for folks who may not understand that part of the Black Greek system, why it's important and why community service is such an important part of what Black Greek letter organizations do.
Mhm. So
Um,
that's why we are here today in order to just talk about the HBCU fair. This is something that we do. We are service to all mankind, and that is our organization. And so that's why we are putting on this HBCU college fair in order to be a service to all mankind.
And Saida, you were going to say is something as well about that.
yeah, I would say that when you move to different areas and you still, of course, service to all mankind is very important to me. Um, when you move to different areas, you don't know where to go, what to do. And these organizations help us to fulfill that goal within our personal lives. So that's one thing I wanted to say.
It builds.
Mhm.
It's almost like you have a built-in family. In fact, I
Yes.
moved
Mhm.
here about 4.5 years ago, and the first thing I did was look for a Phi Beta Sigma chapter because I'm like,
Mhm.
I know I have a whole group of brothers that I can talk to if I
Mhm.
don't know nobody else in this city, right? And I think
Yes.
that also extends to the HBCU
Mhm.
experience, I think, as well. And That's why events like what you guys are doing is so important. Just curious, approximately over the last 10 years, I know, math ain't easy for everybody, but just give me a rough estimate of how many students you guys think you've had come through the fair.
So within
About
last year's fair, it
yes.
was over 600,
Hmm.
as well as
Wow.
their
Hmm.
parents. It tends to
Hmm.
be a family affair, so you may have a
Yes.
senior or a junior
Yeah.
that, but
Hmm.
you're also bringing mom, dad, little
Hmm.
brother, little sister, so everyone is
Yes.
able to participate.
That is
Hmm.
really cool. And then, I mean, the competition among the HBCUs has to be pretty strong.
Hmm.
Like, no, nope, don't go to that table. Come over here, right?
Yes. Yes. And
Yes, definitely.
we also even have younger as well too that they want to just introduce their children to an HBCU. This is an opportunity to do that as well too. It's never early to start.
It's never too early to start. In fact, y'all know that stuff start before you even born. So,
Yes.
all right. So, Claflin, who's your rival? Who's typically your rival, college rival?
Oh, see, Classroom is a smaller HBCU, so we are mainly
Y'all,
for basketball.
y'all stand alone.
Yes.
Y'all don't fool around with
We
rivals.
we're a
Okay.
little standalone, but we are in CIAA. So
I got you. I got you. So for me, our rival is Bethune-Cookman University.
hmm
So it's always like you can go anywhere you want to, but we ain't paying for nobody but FAMU. That's kind of how we looked at it in my family. Do you guys? I mean, is that kind of the feel sometimes that you get to when you're in these fairs? Like the universities are kind of just like needling each other.
No, I think everybody is a family. They know what the real reason here is for
hmm
is to showcase what this rich legacy is. It's to showcase HBCU at its finest, and it's to showcase and let the students know, this is what you want to be a part of. There is somewhere for somebody, and
Yes.
we all want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to view all the different schools to make the right choice for you.
Okay, I won't be out here trying to get stuff started. I might have to swing by there in a couple weeks and be like, "Hey, just wear
Yes,
all
come
orange
on
and
by.
green."
Come on down.
Is there any message that you want to get across to folks, like a final message? And I'll give both of you an opportunity to do that about why this is important and why what you do is important.
Continue to shape leaders and create opportunities for generations to come. And that this is a wonderful opportunity for you to start learning about HBCUs, or if you already know about HBCUs, to get engaged and talk with a recruiter or talk with the staff from the different universities or even the alumni associations.
And Saida, your final thoughts on why this is important and a message you want to get across to parents and the students.
Course, of course. So this fair definitely reflects our mission of service to all mankind. We've mentioned that by giving the young people tangible tools and opportunities to pursue higher education. We want every student to know that college is possible, and HBCUs are a powerful pathway to success. So definitely come out and join us.
Ladies, thank you all very much. This has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate it. I'll just remind folks, as you just said, the Cary chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority will have their HBCU fair. It is on the 27th of September. I'm going to throw that graphic up just one more time so everybody can grab your cell phone, scan that QR code, get the kids out there, let them see what these wonderful HBCUs are all about. Again, thank you all so much. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you
Thank you.
again very soon. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'll be talking to y'all again soon, for sure. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for Community Matters, and we'll check back in with you for another episode pretty soon.